at, look at that right there. That's a puppy right there. He just got done doing his poopies. Yes, he did. Hi, poopies. Hi. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to switch you guys around. There we go. Yay! Here comes a cool looking trailer. Denny Transport, Denver, Colorado. I'm always looking at other companies. I like my company. There's just one hiccup with my company, and I would like to fix that today. Because I don't want to be on that certain fleet anymore. Good morning, Andrea. Hello. Yeah. So it's very chilly here. I don't know. It's below freezing. Very chilly here in Wyoming. So I kind of hung out, waited till daylight, let the big rush. Oh, I will. The big rush of trucks leaving first thing in the morning, I let them go. We do have some slick spots going over Elk Mountain today, so we'll see how that goes. Hi, Samantha. Hello. Dooley and I are just getting ready to go. It's going to take us another 10 minutes to get rolling. That's cold. That is cold, but it's like 20 some degrees here in Wyoming, and it's a very dry cold. Yeah, it's ice just at this parking lot. The road should be good. It looks like the road is good, except for when we'll get to Rollins and then going over Elk Mountain. There could be some slick spots going over Elk Mountain, but we gonna do it. Gonna do it. And Dooley, let me show you. He's right there. Co-pilot. Pilot to the co-pilot. Well, hello, Lori from Idaho. That's where we were yesterday. That's where we left from yesterday. Napa is where we spent the night before last. Yeah. So I got to get my reheated pork belly out of the microwave. I might need to heat it up a little more because I put it in there and then we went for a walk. So maybe just another 30 seconds. Get that baby. Oh, I want to add something to it. Ooh, yeah, 28. That's right. It was sure chilly when we were home in Emmett, Idaho. But thankfully I had lots of propane and the furnace in the back was working on the yarn bus. Let's put a little something on these pork bellies. Love me some pork bellies. There's that. There's that. Dooley loves them too. Yes, he does. He's looking at me like, did you say pork belly? We love pork belly. Throw a little 30 seconds in there. Go. Get everything else put away and stowed away and make her seaworthy for the trip. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. So, what's the temperature where all of you guys are? I see it was 28 there, was 34 in Virginia. I'm not real sure what the temp is here because the truck's been idling all night and it affects, it shows the temperature on the dash, but I don't believe it's 34 degrees here. I just got done walking Dooley and I think it's much cooler. Huh, Dooley? That was cold, wasn't it? Yes, it was. 30 in South Carolina. Gotcha. Okay. We are almost ready to roll, but we gotta wait. We have to wait another 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Gotta wait another 8 minutes. Oh, thank you. Oh, minus 14. Did that say minus 14? Let me see. Holy cow, now that's cold. 43 in Arkansas. So I just started to watch, and I'll probably watch it later, finish watching it later today, is Darla, Crafty Yarn Owl, the easy cardigan she recently did. I really like the looks of that. So I was going to listen to her tutorial later today. But first I wanted to hang out with you guys. Oh, I got to get that out of the microwave. Oh yeah, got me some pork belly. Love it. Julie loves it too. Mama. So I'm gonna put that away. Make some room here. Put it right there. On the dashboard dining. That's me. Any of you ever eat pork belly? It is so good. I did it in the air fryer. And I gotta be honest, when I'm just cooking for myself, I go for the fast. Thank you, Andrea. Good morning, Linda, Leslie. So when I'm cooking for myself a pot roast or pork belly in the air fryer here on the truck, I just go for speed. Get it done. Yeah, I love pork belly. Get it done. I don't care if it's that, tender. I just love it. But if I was cooking for someone else, both, pot roast, Thai michelle, and pork belly, I would cook them lower and slower and longer to make them very tender. But I love it. Love me some pork belly. Oh, that's good stuff. And Dooley likes it too. And that makes for a good, some good long sustained energy throughout the day. There you go, baby. So part of the reason I have pork belly on the truck right now is because I went and bought a ton of meats. Well, a ton. All that would fit in my freezer when I portion them out. Because starting on Saturday, this last Saturday, I have made myself a challenge. When I did my, we have to do a Department of Transportation physical every 2 years as truck drivers in order to be eligible to drive commercial vehicles. So mine was expiring, so on Wednesday, I think it was, I went and got my new physical. I am yellow rice and stir-fry veggies. So I am 50 pounds more than I want to be. Now I'm to be, the ideal weight, height ratio, body mass index, whatever, I'm more than that. But 50 pounds, I am happy, I am comfortable, I am, physically as athletic as I ever want to be. And so, me too. And this was a real quick one. I mean, these doctors and assistants really didn't know what they were doing, but it was fine. I passed. I just didn't like my weight. It wasn't horrible compared to what I used to be. I mean, I weighed 310 pounds on my wedding day, so I'm way, over 100 pounds less than that. But yeah, so but I wasn't happy. I had lost a lot of weight, and I have gotten lazy. So I went back to, I decided, okay, instead of killing myself and trying to lose 50 pounds just right now, I'm going to give myself 2 years to lose 50 pounds. And so it's like 6 point whatever pounds per quarter. For every 3 months, I want to be down 6 point whatever pounds it came out to be. When I divided it by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 quarters, 2 years. So I want to be 6.5 pounds down by March 31st. So you all hear it here first. That is the goal right now. 6, ish, 6.5, whatever, 6 3/4. Basically 7 pounds down by March 31st of this year. And each quarter I'm going to, yes, wait. So let's, who wants to join me in a 2-year weight loss? Let me do a little tug test here. Tug test time. Yeah, so you think 6.5, 7 pounds by March 31st. So I am a low carb person, a carnivore, Atkins diet type person. So, and I don't want to do it like a race, like who can lose more weight by March 31st. No. I just want us to be proud of, whatever ounces we've lost in, the first quarter of 22. Do you want to do it, Andrea? So let's do it. Let's do the 2-year quarterly weight accountability, or whatever we want to call it, So right now, I'm not going to kill myself and beat myself up when I blow it, because that's what I've done in the past. I just want to lose it all right now. I want to be 50 pounds down tomorrow. But of course, that sets myself up for failure. And, it will allow for like a cheat day like I had on Wednesday, or Thursday. When was it? Thursday, when, we had cake for my friend's birthday, which I ate way too much of. But it was so good, and I'm not killing myself for doing that. Yes, let's do it, Andrea. My goal is 6.5 to 7 pounds down by March 31st. So that way, if I can consistently do that every 3 months, I am not killing myself. I'm not expecting too much of myself. Yay, Jocelyn, yay. So we'll do, a live maybe every Monday or whatever, whenever, and we can talk about it, Wow, that's a good plan. I'm not that disciplined. Now my stomach is smaller than it used to be, so I can't eat that much at a time. Like these 3 slices of pork belly will take me all day long. This will probably take me into dinner. Pork belly. Oh, Dooley's coming up. He wants pork belly. Because he's a pork belly kind of dog. Just like his mama. There you go, baby. So basically, I'll snack on this pork belly for the next couple of hours. It's good stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love me some pork belly. I would like to get a slab. These came already cut up from Costco. But I called our local butcher, and they didn't, the little girl who answered the phone, she couldn't be bothered. And it was like, let me make sure I'm at 15 minutes. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, I'm at 17. Okay. So, anyway, was busy.
In a quarter-mile, turn left onto the ramp to Rollins.
Okay, she was busy, obviously, on Facebook with her friends. Didn't have time to be bothered looking to see if they had pork belly. That's the impression I got. It's like, no, I don't think so. It is so delicious, and especially if you cook it low and slow and, you know, take longer to cook it than I did. I did like 15 minutes at 370, and then flipped it in the air fryer, and then 15 more minutes, and, you know, it came up to temp. It came up to whatever, I think it's 145 for pork, because I check everything with a meat thermometer. And it came out a little tough, a little chewy, but that's because I'm impatient. And I know that I can cook it lower and slower.
Turn left onto the ramp to Rollins.
Oh, she's telling me where to go and what to do. Yes, she is. Boy, that sun is bright. Hello. Okay.
In a quarter-mile, merge onto I-80 East.
Getting on the freeway. Heading on into Denver to deliver a bakery load to the King Super distribution center there. They know I'm coming. They know about what time I'm coming. I might be there for, I'm not sure which shift will be there when I get there, but it'll be fine, whichever one. They know I'm coming today. And I didn't have to worry about going through my DM and waiting to hear back from customer service about rescheduling the appointment because this load came to me late.
Continue on I-80 East for 185 miles.
Okay, so anyway, 185 miles going, you know, at between 60 and 70 miles an hour is going to be, you know, a little under, it'll be under 3 hours. And I'm light enough, I shouldn't lose a lot of time going up the hills. There you go, loves. Take it, buddy, take it. Give a little flash, headlight flash, and he knows he's clear to come over. Whoops, I gotta turn on my headlights. That would help. So anyway, yeah, so I am a, you know, carnivore diets, somewhat Atkins. I'm not keto to me. I mean, yeah, a lot of people have a lot of success on keto. But to me, when I read about it, it's an overcomplicated version of Atkins. And Atkins was perfect, which is basically, you know, a meat and a small low-carb salad, you know, with mayonnaise or dressing on it, full-fat dressing, full-fat mayonnaise is like the perfect meal. And you can lose a lot of weight eating like that. So I know because I did it. And so I'm back to that now. But everybody does, you know, what they're comfortable with. It's not like my version of dieting is the right one and all the other ones are wrong. No, we don't do that. People do what works for them and what, you know, what they're comfortable with. A lot of people aren't comfortable with the level of fat that I eat. I mean, there's research that backs up why I eat that much fat, but it's not the only way. Everybody's body is different. My dad would have loved dieting this way. My stepmom put him on Weight Watchers because it worked for her, and that was hard for him. It worked in the long run, but it was kind of hard for him because he's a meat eater like me. We grew up eating meat. Eggs, bacon, steak, roast. We just cut out the sugar, flour, and starch, pretty much. So I got a couple people with me. That's encouraging. That encourages me to stay on this path, this slow weight loss path that I'm on. And I appreciate you joining me in that. So 6.5 to 7 pounds down by March 31st. That's my goal. What's your goal? You know, March 31st, what do you think? Something easy. Oh, Carrot Cat. You know what? I don't know where you're at in Colorado, but, you know, of course I live in Idaho now, but first I lived in Castle Rock, then we bought a place in Elizabeth, and then we moved out to a 35-acre place just outside of Peyton, between Peyton and Callahan, and boy, my heart still aches for that place, but it was, you know, we had to move on. I had to move on. Wayne, my husband, had passed away over in Afghanistan, so I couldn't afford to stay there anymore. I was training horses there, up off a bird's eye view. I sure love that place. But then, you know, I left Colorado in 2013 and moved to Idaho. And a couple years later, when I got back to Colorado after that, it had changed so much. I was so disappointed in the social and the economic changes that had happened. It just wasn't the same place anymore. But I am considering retiring out in eastern, you know, maybe Lyman. I love Lyman. Maybe up, you know, somewhere along Highway 24 between Colorado Springs and Lyman. Maybe further northeast with that, and that will be a plus. We start off slow. Yes. Are we on the same road? No, yesterday we were on I-84. Now I'm on I-80 in Wyoming. They look pretty much the same. Boy, my windshield is sure cloudy. You get a little defrost going here. There we go. Little defrost. Pueblo West, born in Caldwell, grew up in Nampa. See? And I spent the night at our Nampa yard last night and night before last and the night before that. And then I take my home time out in Emmett, Idaho, which is really growing. It's kind of doing the same thing Colorado did, but for different reasons. Colorado, it just exploded. Pueblo West, I've never really spent any time down there. I went down there to pick up some product for the place I was working one time. I've been to the state fair a couple of times, but that's really all I've done in Pueblo. Stopped at the Loves for a break. I mostly just drive through. So Pueblo West, maybe on up to Canyon City. Maybe, you know, some of that area is still really nice. But I do love the plains out there east of Colorado Springs. I have a sluggish thyroid. It's okay. So slow. Yes, slow weight loss. I've always been, you know, all about the Atkins diet, fast weight loss, but I am getting older. My metabolism is getting a little slow here too, and I don't have a thyroid problem. It's my age, you know, and my metabolism has slowed down. So I need to stop beating myself up and set myself up for success. Okay, bye, Linda. Have a great day. Have a great day. And also, you know, I belong to this OTR chefs group on Facebook. It's really a great group. And, you know, everybody, you know, talks about what they're cooking on the truck. You know, RVers and truckers, you know, talking about what they're cooking on the road. That's what, over the road is what OTR stands for. So, that has been very encouraging too. You know, even though we don't all eat the same, you know, there's a lot of pasta being cooked, you know, that kind of thing. Hi, Lulu. It is a great, wonderful Monday morning. So far, so good. So, pork belly. So I tried calling our local little Don's Meats butcher shop there in Emmett, Idaho, and they said that, you know, the little girl I talked to was like, no, I don't think we have any. You know, that doesn't give me confidence that they don't, but I have bought my pork belly. It's already sliced up. It's not in the slab, which I would like to get the slab, but at Costco, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, yeah. Put up this visor. That sun over there to the southeast of me is a little bright, but it's kind of peeking through some wispy clouds. Hi, Debbie. So, you know what's funny is Continental Divide Road. Okay, but when you are heading along Interstate 80, you come across two signs that say Continental Divide, which is, you know, the division of our continent. And the first one on the west end says something like 6,940 elevation, and the next one says 7,000. So it's like there's a basin with like a split in the Continental Divide here. It's kind of interesting. So, you know, what do the waters do and be in the middle of that split? Because what the Continental Divide does is divides the waters on the continent. You know, if from one side of the Continental Divide, the waters go to the east, and then on the other side, the waters go to the west. That's the way they flow. And then there's an east-west divide. And I lived real close to the Palmer Divide area in Colorado. So what happens is, I don't know if the Palmer Divide, if that's what they call it, going all the way across the Continental Divide, or if that's just what they call it on the east side of the divide. You know, I'm not that educated, but the east side of the divide, it goes many, like a couple hundreds of miles east, and waters that, you know, are north of that flow to the north, and waters to the south of that flow to the south. You like beef, chicken, and pork? I do too. I love me some cow, chicken, and pig. Hi, Mary. We had a pretty good weekend, except I sat all day Saturday, and we're going to have a discussion about that later. I'm going to make a call to my company. Love that pork belly. It is so good. That is the best stuff. Julie likes it too. Okay, baby, here you go. The pork belly for the puppy. Good boy. That is good stuff. What do we got here? Good morning, Cheryl. Yeah. Of course, I'm eating it with my fingers. So I could be a greasy truck driver. Huh. That's an interesting place to park a semi overnight. I think I'll keep that in mind. Just a little bit east of Walcott, Wyoming. There's I saw a cattle hauler truck. It was like a big old gravel parking lot. Hi, Chris. Local grocery store. What would it be called on the package? It would be called pork belly. And if you don't see it in the pork section, go talk to the meat cutters. You know, at the meat counter, and ask them, do they have any pork belly? And if not, do they ever get any in? Because I asked at my local Albertsons, they didn't have any. But Robert from the This Trucker's Life YouTube channel this morning, he posted under my pork belly post, he said that in Gillette, Wyoming, there's an Albertsons there and they sell them. Oh yeah. Yep, that's what the Continental Divide does. It's not necessarily the middle of the continent. It's the point of the continent that divides the waters. And another, I used to love chewing on the steak fat after Mom finished frying her steak. I love the fat. I do love the fat. I have always loved it. Not everybody, you know, a lot of people were raised during this. Hi, Jocelyn. A lot of people were raised during the height of the low-fat myth that was being promoted about how bad it is and that it clogs your arteries and all that. A lot of people, I mean, that's what the government was throwing at us. Well, there are several reasons for that I have learned. Oh yeah, fried chicken skin. One of the reasons is because sugar and flour, which are like the worst form of carbohydrate, they're some of our number one exports. So that really got promoted, like in our food pyramid. Also, there was a study done way back many decades ago that came out with the conclusion that fat does all this stuff, that it makes you fat, that it clogs your arteries, causes heart disease. Well, that's not what the real research shows. And what happened was the scientist who ran that study found the flaw in her study. But by the time she went public with the flaw, a whole low-fat, high-sugar industry had been created. So, you know, the whole nutritional, you know, circle of people, society, whatever industry, you know, they had come out with, you know, all this these low-fat products, and the government had taken that and ran with it and created the food pyramid that showed the little tiny fats on top and all the grains and vegetables on the bottom. You know, she pretty much got tarred and feathered and ran out of the industry for that. They didn't want to hear it because there was money involved now. There were products created. So that's pretty much where all that started. When before that, yes, eating blubber, exactly, because fat is energy. And you need energy when you live in a survival kind of, you know, lifestyle. You know, we see, and we hear that now a lot. You know, when we watch those shows about people who are, you know, living these sustainable lifestyles up there in Alaska, there's several shows that have come out. They are, you know, hunting for fat to eat. So, yeah. But, you know, a lot of people have done very well on low-fat diets. So, you know, I'm not going to condemn anybody for doing the low-fat diet because they were raised during this era of the low-fat craze, and to them, eating fat, they think that's disgusting. You know, that kind of makes them feel yucky, you know, the idea of eating fat, which is fine. Oh, you've been using the dish drops. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, and you put it in a bottle and you know, you dilute it with water and then, you know, use that in your dishes. I love dish drops. Oh, that makes me feel so good that you are using those. I need to get some more of those products shipped out here pretty quick because I'm behind on that. I need to get those out. I love dish drops. I love the way they smell. I love the way they clean. Good morning, Naomi. Pennsylvania. Yeah. Well, we are east of Walcott. Here pretty quick, we're gonna, it's like mile marker 209. We just went by the 194. So we aren't very far out of Rawlins, Wyoming. And then, well, let me plug you guys in just so we don't run out of power here. Okay, there. Now you guys are plugged in. Once we get to Rawlins, then we're going to start climbing over the area between Rawlins and Laramie that is Elk Mountain. And that's got some winds and a little bit of ice according to the app, the Wyoming 511 app, so we'll see. But they haven't had any moisture for a while, so maybe that's cleared up. We'll see. Yes, I love dish towels, Andrea. I'm so happy you like them. I mean, you know, you dilute them down and use them the way they're supposed to be diluted, and you save money. Chilly dull afternoon in the UK. Hello, Belle. Nice to have you with us. Driving across Wyoming. The clouds are very pretty. I have a love-hate relationship with Wyoming. I love it, but I hate driving across it in the wintertime as a truck driver. Now, I wouldn't mind living like in northern Wyoming somewhere between like Gillette and Thermopolis, somewhere around, somewhere in that whole range of area, in the wintertime, just completely stocked up and not having to go anywhere in the winter. So that would be great. I love Thermopolis. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Michelle. I love Thermopolis. I love the northern I-25 area also, which is a different area than Thermopolis, like Gillette, Sheridan, Cody, Buffalo, Wyoming. Wide open, yes, it's wide open. Yeah, okay, so a lot of people can't do the animal fat. You know what? And I totally get that. Totally get that. I love it, but not everybody does. And I love butter. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Yeah, not everybody's sensitivities, will let them eat the way I do. Okay. So what time is it in the UK right now? Hi, Kat. You did? Oh, I am so glad. I hope you really enjoy that. Now, in the tutorial, I said chain 33 and then start back in the 9th chain from the hook, to do that loop. I now do it like chain 36 and start in the 9th chain of the hook. You'll just have to experiment as to how big you want that pot holder. How wide you want that. I have decided I like them to be a little bit bigger because, a lot of people I give those to, some of them are men and they have bigger hands. Well, it's a great 320 in the UK. Oh, is it 320 in the UK? Okay, so it's 7:20-ish on the, Pacific time on the West Coast. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So so 8 hours from the West Coast. I've always wanted to, just get that in my mind. Of course, all you got to do is Google it, but I just wanted to, finally get that in my mind. 3:20. Okay, so you're 7 hours ahead of me here in Mountain Time, here in Wyoming. But when I'm on the West Coast, you're 8 hours. Got it. Now, do you do in In the UK, do you guys, like spring forward and fall back, do daylight savings time? So that Ontario, okay. 1:25 a.m. Wow, you're up late. Well, right now the UK is 8 hours ahead. You do. So, okay. So it'll stay 8 hours. Unless I'm in Arizona where they do things differently. But, oh, that is so good. Spring forward or fall back, yeah. Idaho is discussing doing the same thing as Arizona and not doing that anymore. But I don't know how many years they've been talking about that and they've never done it. Maybe if Ammon Bundy actually becomes governor, he'll do it. There's a guy named Ammon Bundy. He's kind of controversial. He's very, I'm a conservative. This guy is super conservative. And yes, I would love it too. I think, but if, the thing is, it's kind of confusing when you're in. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting, Cheryl. It's kind of confusing when you've got Arizona doing their own thing, which I love the independence, Being a conservative, I love the whole idea of the independence of Arizona not doing it. And I would like to see Idaho do it. Might cause a little confusion, for the rest of the states to figure out what time it is in Arizona and Idaho, but I don't know. I'd like to see us stop doing it. But I got to think about that. What would that do to my daylight driving hours in the wintertime? I'm trying to get my head around what that would do. Yeah, because I like driving daylight driving hours, especially in the wintertime, because temperatures drop, there's moisture, ice, snow, and I want to be able to see, that pavement. Need some coffee. So I'm so happy you're doing that thermal stitch. Pot holder. Are you going to do another one? Or, is once enough? There are a lot of great stitches and patterns that I've done, and it was wonderful. But it was kind of a one and done thing for me, where other ones I want to do several. Been across many times, twice moving with a youth between Laramie and Cheyenne was awful, snow blowing. Yeah, I call that Happy Jack, because when you climb out of Laramie, heading towards Cheyenne, there's Happy Jack Road up there where the Lincoln Memorial is. So I just call that whole hill, that whole area in between Laramie and Cheyenne, I call that Happy Jack. And then there's Elk Mountain in between Laramie and Rawlins, which we're going to be, I'm almost to Rawlins right now. And then coming at you, leave Rawlins and go past the Little Sinclair and start climbing. Get up there around Arlington. And yeah, that place, they got some high winds right now. I'll check it again before I leave. I'll take a look at the app before I leave Sinclair and make a decision as to, know. Am I going over? I think I'm going over Elk Mountain. And I'll check the sign. There should be an overhead sign as I'm leaving Rollins, in between Rollins and Sinclair, that'll tell me what the wind gusts are going over Elk Mountain. That's what I'll look at. Because if there's 75 plus miles an hour or 60 plus miles an hour, I am taking Highway 30 and going around, which is so beautiful. See, that sign said Continental Divide, 7,000 feet. A cardigan right now, pattern from Yarn Inspirations, Peyton's cardigan for my dad's brother's wife, my Aunt Carol. She has always been, okay, maybe one bigger. I was just doing a test to see if I could. So it's going to be pretty small, maybe use it for putting a small powder, but yes, yeah. Hello, Valerie. Yes, you could use it as a trivet, you know, a hot pad. But yeah, I think a little bigger, like 36 stitches makes a pretty good size one. It depends on your stitches, of course. Are you using the H hook or are you using something bigger? I like the... Hello, Reggie. There's our beautiful Reggie. Beautiful, talented, smart Reggie. Yes, this is Wyoming. It's beautiful and rugged and harsh. I love it. Love it here. Oh, you're using a 6.5. My goodness. Yes, yeah, that's the deal. You can't see when, you know, you get washed out by trucks passing. I know exactly. I used to get washed out a lot driving up the Columbia River Gorge by the trucks. I heard it was a great one, Reggie. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join. Trucking. Yes, I love her socks. And when I do socks, it's going to be Reggie's pattern. The Hope Valley pattern. I did get it on my drop box in my painted dog questions. So, as am desperate, one of my dogs has irritation on his paws past 3 months, and on 4th, a lot of antibiotics. Any ideas? You know, that's a great idea, Kat. Yeah, I want to see Cheryl. I want to see those socks when you're done. I love her socks. So, are the vets not sure that it isn't some kind of deal where Benadryl would help, where it's like an allergy type situation? Or, you know, are they sure it isn't something? Because to me it sounds like, you know, an irritation source one, but this dog problem. Oh, you know, and I don't want to override, you know, what the vets are saying because I can't see it. You know, I don't you know, maybe an antihistamine or, you know, a Benadryl type deal. I don't know. I would go back to the vet and ask these questions. How do we know it isn't an allergy type situation where we need an antihistamine? And should I be using, you know, boots to help with the paws? You know, are we sure? You know, having anti-inflammatory every day. Okay, so they are looking at that. And antibiotics. Okay. Do they have you putting boots on them? Yeah, so this is something that's systemic, it sounds like. and is, not something that all the dogs are sensitive to. Yeah. I am not a vet. I know way more about horses than I do dogs. And still, I don't know everything, but he keeps nibbling at them. Well, Rex. Okay, Debbie. Okay, Debbie, have a great day. Oh, that sounds really pretty. That sounds really pretty. Well, and I would make sure, I would talk to the vet about it. Good morning, Spring. I would definitely get the vet's opinion on that. Don't take my advice because I am not a vet. Yeah. Julie's biggest health issue is he has lipomas, riddled throughout his body, all different sizes. But lipomas are, they're not cancerous. They're just fat. They're just fat tumors. Yeah, definitely. I would talk to the vet that maybe when your dog goes out, should be wearing booties. Okay, Reggie, I am in Wyoming. I am just coming in through Rawlins, Wyoming. I spent the night in Walcott, which is west of here, so I'm heading east. And I'm right in the middle of Rawlins. And I'm going all the way to Cheyenne to Interstate 25, and then I'm going south to Denver to deliver this frozen bakery load. Very, time sensitive. Anytime you've got, any kind of food, it's time sensitive, even if it's frozen. You don't want it to hang out in a refrigerated trailer for too many days. But it's frozen bakery for the King Super grocery chain out there in Colorado. I used to shop at King Super all the time when I lived there. So going through Rawlins, there's a lot of places around here that, perishables, yay. Sleeping with the reefer motor right over my head. This is a pretty decent reefer. It wasn't that bad. I slept pretty good. I don't know about the guy next to me. He may not have appreciated it, but it is a thing. So I started yesterday morning in Napa, Idaho. Made it 500 and I want to say 60 some miles yesterday to Walcott, Wyoming, and then today I'm going to be on the road about 5 hours. So it was 10 hours. So this is like a 15-hour run because it's going to take me altogether about 5 hours to get from Walcott, Wyoming to Denver, Colorado. Yeah, sleeping to the sounds of the humming reefer. That's right. Not all reefers actually hum. Some of them sound like a dang chainsaw. But this one's pretty good. These are pretty nice reefers. They seem to be well maintained. Okay, Spring. What are you knitting? Want to know what you're making. Oh, love me some pork.
There's a speed trap ahead.
There's a speed trap ahead. Good thing my truck is governed. I can't speed. I can't speed in Wyoming. I can speed in California and in Oregon, but not in Idaho and Wyoming. Bye, Kat. See you later. Have a great day. Night. Wherever. Kenworth, pulling a 53-foot trailer behind me, and he is rocking and rolling. He's going to come on around me. I'm working on a shawl called Keeping You in Stitches by Katrina's. Oh, cool. Very nice. Uh-oh. Like I was saying when I first started, in my watch later list that I'll just hit play on later on today is a cardigan that Darla, the Crafty Yarn Owl, did just recently a tutorial for. So I kind of want to listen to how that goes. Like I need another project. Oh, bag a day. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't need another project. I have 10 in my list for 2022 in the scorched earth. Get those things done this year. Which hopefully I can crochet tonight. We'll see how far I get, because I'm going to get to, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock today, 1500, I should be pulling into my delivery. And then I'm going to make sure, so they'll have me drop the trailer probably in a dock door, and then I'll grab an empty, make sure it's clean enough, and I'll take that up to Purina, drop the empty at Purina, and pick up a loaded trailer. I don't know how far I'm going to get today. But yes, few. I mean, 10 is huge for me to do in 1 year. Huge! So hopefully I can work on Aunt Martha's blanket today. I need to get that done. No more whips until the blanket is done. Yes, Cheryl, I need to be more disciplined. You know how you get when you've been working on the same pattern for months. You know how it gets. That's why I got distracted with the gingham thermal stitch pot holder. Now May Trucking up here ahead of me, that truck should be covered at 65 and I've been doing 70 and I haven't really been catching him that fast. So hello, Pat. So the gingham thermal stitch pot holder, I want to make those for a set for some friends of mine. And I'm definitely doing the H hook because I started doing it in an I hook and I didn't like that look. So I went back to the H hook and I like that a lot better. But I got to get off of that and get back on Aunt Martha's blanket. Hello, Tammy. We're in Wyoming, Sinclair, Wyoming, which is basically a town built around the oil refinery. And there's a Sinclair Travel Plaza, I-80 Travel Plaza right here, which used the restaurant, which is an old truckers, the original style truckers restaurant, has really gone downhill in the last year. It used to be one of my favorites to eat at, but I think they're suffering with getting good help, like a lot of businesses are right now. So many people, excuse me, would rather sit home and collect, stimulus checks and unemployment checks, which, I can see the draw for that. I'm not condemning that. But the problem is we don't have, our labor force has gone down because of that. So, it's tough. It's tough tough situation. You know, there's money to be made sitting at home. There's money to be made, you know, and a future to be made, you know, when you work for a company. So, and I think a lot of people, you know, when they didn't have work, started some kind of, you know, self-employment situation. So, and kudos to that. I love that. It's right up my alley. Okay, Laramie, 92 miles, and Cheyenne, 141. So I didn't see anything about wind. Obviously, May Trucking, they get shut down. What are you doing, dude? Oh, somebody, come on out. Come on, dude. Because somebody is on the, okay, so just as I started to get over to get past May Trucking, he turns on his left turn signal, get over. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, he's getting over because up ahead, there's a truck on the shoulder. And whenever there's somebody on the shoulder, we're trained from the very beginning to get over. No matter what it is, you know, somebody standing out there urinating on the prairie, or you know, a truck with their hazards on like this, emergency vehicles, whatever. A person on a bicycle, we get over. Yeah. So I slowed down and I let him get over. And that big mountain way out there, you see it just to the right of that May Trucking trailer. That big mountain is called Elk Mountain. And we're going to go over the side of it. And this is where we have a lot of high winds and bad weather. But I didn't see anything telling me that, you know, the winds were even 40 miles an hour right now. So we're going. We are going. And I'm pretty light, you know, a bakery load, even though it's a frozen bakery load, it's, you know, dough, pretty much. It's pretty light. So anything over 40, you know, if it's a 40 mile an hour warning, I'll take it. But if it's any more than that, then I'll go around on Highway 30 through Medicine Bow, which is a very historic area. And I can hardly wait to go up there and explore with the yarn bus. I always miss the yarn bus when I'm out on the road. So here's my plan for the yarn bus. I'm going to get home about February 13th or so. And February 14th is my wedding anniversary, so kind of a bittersweet day. But I'm going to, the plan is that my pickup will be fixed out in Caldwell. So I will fire up the yarn bus and drive out to Caldwell where my pickup is at my diesel mechanic's house. And stay there one night, maybe 2 nights, you know, in the driveway, plugged into his place, and let him work on the generator, because I need the generator working. He could go sleep in. Oh, Bella. And it's round for the granddaughter who has, okay. You're 8 hours ahead. Okay, so have a great afternoon and evening. Good to see you. Good to see you. I so love Wyoming. Thank you so much for coming. I love Wyoming for all the history here. So, you know, it's an area that I want to check out. I want to go up to Thermopolis. I'd like to go up to Yellowstone. You know, at some point, I don't know that I can with Dooley though, so I might do that later on. Yes, prayers for your granddaughter. I like that. But there's so much history here. I used to read books by Terry Johnston. Books like, you know, Carry the Wind and Border Lords. Anyway, there's a series of books that he did that had to do, they're historical fiction. So, and they're around the Indian wars, the Indian battles that our government had with the various tribes here. And so he inserted a couple of fictional characters into the historical account of what happened. I don't know who that is who just texted me. So, hello, Susan. So, you know, and I appreciate all that historical fiction. And some of those battles, a lot of those battles happened right here in Wyoming. And I'd kind of like to explore all those old army forts and, you know, trading forts, you know, all of those areas. Okay, now Mia. Okay. Have a great day. So anyway, I want to check. I want to, you know, go to those areas that I have read about in those historical fiction novels. Terry Johnston is one of my favorite authors ever. I like him better than William Johnstone. You know, a lot of people get the two confused, but I like Terry Johnston. He's one of my very favorites. I also like Amish novels and Mennonite novels. Love those. Very interesting. Okay, here we go now. Can't see Elk Mountain from here because of that big bank right there. It's a really big bank. Off to the right. The land formations here always fascinate me. Oh, there's a Duramax diesel. I like those. That buzzing noise, that's my truck talking to me. Blah, 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 blah. She talks to me. Boy, my windshield needs cleaning. Hello, Maribel. We're in Wyoming. I was just talking about how there are so many places here I'd like to explore with the yarn bus. The yarn bus needs some repairs first. We're just working on paying it off right now and getting that generator fixed. That's about all I can afford at the moment. Because that thing needs $3,000 worth of tires on it. So, I'm not even close to saving up for that yet. Still just trying to get it paid off as quickly as possible and get that generator fixed. Those are the two priorities with it right now. So, that's what's going on there. And mailing out prizes. That's our other high priority right now. I've got some prizes that I'm behind on that I need to mail out. What's this? Something in the road up here. What is that? Uh-oh. Looks like somebody hit an owl last night. I hate that. I hate that. I hate seeing that. Okay, so this is the exit I would take if I was going to take Highway 30 around Elk Mountain to avoid some really high winds. Oh, wait. This is what I do. This is what I do all the time. I get Wamsutter and Walcott mixed up. So, this is Walcott. I was at Wamsutter this morning, so I'm completely turned around. Robert would laugh at me. Oh my goodness, yeah. And I drive a 3/4 ton 7.3 liter diesel. It's an older diesel pickup. It's 22 years old this year. And there's one serpentine belt, not like 2 or 3 belts like some engines, which is what they do now. And it snapped when the pulley connected to the air conditioner, unit seized up. Slick spots, wind gusts, 40 plus miles an hour. Okay, I'm going over. So it snapped that belt, so I had not only no air conditioning, I had, no alternator, no power steering, no power brakes. And I drove it a couple of times over to Albertsons to grab something. And boy, it was all I could do to turn that steering wheel. Because that's real power steering, back when they still made, the real deal. Oh, see, how nice is that? So, I gave riding lessons to a gal, a lady there in Idaho a couple of years back. And her son, who's my age or a little younger, he is a diesel mechanic for the city buses, county buses, whatever. So she encouraged me to start taking my diesel pickup to him because he's the diesel mechanic. Plus, he's got his CDL. I'm imagining at least a Class B with a passenger endorsement because he's also like, the substitute bus driver. So, yeah, public transit kind of deal. So he's my diesel, mechanic. I call him Dr. Jeff because he's doctoring up my poor pickup right now. And he loves those 7.3 engines. And you know what? My 7.3, that engine is amazing. Nothing ever goes wrong with the engine. It's everything else that breaks. Everything else, falls apart around that engine. The engine's awesome. But it's a big old pickup. The thing is, she gets 24 miles to the gallon. She's paid for. So, the next thing I want to save up for after I get the new tires on the motorhome, I want to start putting money away for an older 4Runner. Because I'm not hauling horses, I'm not hauling hay, I'm not doing anything like that anymore. And, a lot of the farmers around where my mechanic lives, they see that pickup sitting there and they pull into his driveway and ask him if he wants to sell that pickup. Makes me nervous. Yeah, I love the 7.3. Welcome back, Tammy. I love the 7.3. Great, history, story on that engine. And, they're still running today. 20 years later, they're still running. Those engines are great. But, the next, Toyota makes some pretty nice engines too. And I love the 4Runner. I love that older style of 4-wheel drive, the older body style. And there's plenty of room in there for dually, to go back and forth, between the front and back seats. And I can haul a few things back in that back area, with that hatch back area. Move, crows, I'll run you over. Not really. So, yeah, I think a 4Runner would be a great thing. But there, I'm going to have to save up $10,000 to $15,000 to get a good one. Because those things are spending. But they're worth it. They last forever, too. So, yeah. I didn't think I'd ever go back to a gas engine. Because those, the diesels are so much more efficient. Fuel efficiency, less harmful emissions and all that. But, and the 4Runner, of course, especially when they got the 6-cylinder in them, they're gas guzzlers. Are you headed this way? Which way are you headed? Did I miss something? But I don't drive that far. You know, I do plan on making some trips in the yarn bus, which is a gas guzzler itself with that V10 engine in it. Holy cow, we're going to be hitting every gas station on the road. Woo! It's going to be expensive to drive it to the Pacific Northwest Journey Social this fall, but I think totally worth it to make that trip. Yeah, I got to do... Oh, you're headed to Denver. Oh, from where? I'm headed to Denver. Whoop, whoop. We're going to be in the same town. Kia Sportage. I put a ton of highway miles. 35 miles to the gallon. See, there's something good, you know, about those smaller engines and, you know, how efficient they are. My Honda Accord, my 1982 or 83 Honda Accord LX got 45 miles to the gallon. I never hear that anymore. I never hear it. Oh, from Salt Lake. So I am, I'm going over Elk Mountain now. I'm east of Rollins. How far back are you behind me? Because, yeah, we're on the same road today. Are you still in Salt Lake or are you on the road? Sorry, eating my breakfast. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Even after it's cooled off. Yeah, so that mountain over there to the right, that is Elk Mountain. And we are in the area that's usually the worst in Wyoming right now. And so far, so good. Oh, you haven't left yet. Yeah. Well, we are 40 plus mile an hour wind gusts according to the overhead sign. To me, that's okay. I feel comfortable, you know, driving over Elk Mountain at 40 mile an hour wind gusts. But any higher, and I wouldn't because my load is so light. I wouldn't even go over it in a car if it was like 60. I just hang out. I'd either hang out in Sinclair or Rollins, or I go around on Highway 30 at Walcott. So I hope you have a good drive to Denver today. Oh, a King Super store or the King Super Distribution Center, because I'm going to the Bakery Distribution Center off of I-25, just south of I-70. We're headed the same direction. Yeah, I got a King Super load in my trailer right now. Love King Super. I used to shop there a lot. They're owned by the same company as Fred Meyer in the West, Dillon's, Fry's, QVC. Yeah, all those are owned by Kroger. Yeah, so is that a store delivery or is that a DC delivery? That's interesting. We both have loads for the same company, probably different. Hello, hoop to the left. Hello, hello. Distribution and up into, okay, so the distribution center like over off of I-70, I've been there. They're pretty, I like, you know, their staging area because I can give Dooley a break there while I'm waiting for them to call me to a door. Yeah, I've been there lots of times. Yes, yes, yes. That is awesome. Yeah, so I'm headed down to the bakery. You're headed over to the other DC. Very nice. Oh, late ends. Moving over. There is a Washington State Trooper right there. Hello, dude. And off to my right is Elk Mountain. We're kind of going over the side of it right now. Named for obvious reasons. There are huge. I have seen monster elk herds over there to my right at times. Crossing over here. And all that fencing that you see over there, all that, like, you know, wood fencing that goes across the ridges there, those are big snow fences to help keep the snow off of the freeway as much as possible. It's kind of a losing battle here in Wyoming because they get 10 to 20 foot snow drifts sometimes across the freeway. Well, I didn't do anything to spark the state troopers' interest, so we're doing good. Yep, Elk Mountain off to the right. Let's see if you can see that. That's Elk Mountain, right there. Very pretty, but very harsh, very rugged country. I love it. I love it. Love, hate. I love, hate it. I hate driving across it, because like right here, we've got snow that has drifted across, made a little ice spot right here. So, taking it easy. Kicked off the cruise. Should definitely most of the time kick off the cruise going over Elk Mountain, but just depends. Everybody seems to be doing good. I don't see any slide offs. It's 24 degrees out, sun's shining, beautiful blue skies. Yes, they have the best staging area. And, you know, once you know the routine of a place like that, it's like, okay, no problem, I can follow the rules. Pull in, park, go check in, give them your phone number, fill out the paperwork, you know, the check-in paperwork. Go back, walk the dog. That's my mom making noise on the Life 360 app. Yeah, walk the dog and wait for their phone call, and then it's, you know, you could get there early and, you know, wait, you know, check in early and wait to see if they give you a door early or spend the night. They do have a great staging area. I like it. I did that a lot with May Trucking. I don't remember if I did that once or twice or not with Night Transportation. Don't remember. But so far so good. Elk Mountain looks good. I get my armrest here. Let me see. I fell down twice, one in the house, second on the ice, then had loose stools the day after and got them stopped thanks to an apple. Really? Yeah, get there early and sleep. Yes, take it easy. I'm glad that apple helped you. Bobby! Hello! Oh, climbing, climbing, climbing. You drive for Pride? Oh, you know, I gotta tell you. Pride, you know, apparently they drive, they hire, you know, Utah drivers. I totally get that, because Holman out of Idaho, when it was still Holman, that guy only wanted to hire Idaho drivers. Totally get it. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying them. I'm so afraid that I'm just going to bore everybody to tears. But anyway, Holman out of Idaho was only driving, you know, hiring Idaho drivers, and I was going to try to hire on with them after I got 2 years experience but they sold out to Leonard's. But, you know, Pride, the director of my truck driving school, she says, I remember sitting there talking to her, and she goes, you know, you might check out Pride in Utah, because, ooh, those are nice trucks, she said. Yeah, you guys drive some nice trucks. I'm driving a pretty decent truck. Market Express doesn't own this truck. There are a few trucks within the fleet that they don't own, that they lease from Penske. So this is a Penske lease, but it's a 21 Freightliner Cascadia. So yeah, it may be top heavy, you know, as Cascadias are, but it's got a monster Jake brake, and it's just so easy to live in, you know. Oh, I'm so happy, Jocelyn, that you like them. You've been catnapping? I wish I could be catnapping. Cuddled up with my puppy. Yeah. So anyway, you know, I'm driving a 21 Freightliner. It doesn't have that opti-idle. I've never had a truck that had that opti-idle where, you know, it'll start up on its own in the middle of the night. This thing doesn't even have a bunk heater, believe it or not. No bunk heater. I've never had an APU, so I don't know what I'm missing. Oh, I don't like this shadow. We're just going to kick it off here, the shadow, and let this Volvo go by. So no bunk heater, no APU. Oh, do they live out of state? So maybe I'd consider driving for Pride. Because, you know, I hear nothing but nice things. But for now, I'm with Market Express for, like, you know, at least another year and a half. Get to work on my other laptop with... Okay. Thank you for coming, Bobby. It was nice to see you. So, you know, these Freightliners have their good and bad points. Never had that opti-idle. I have to idle it in order to run the heater because, like I said, no bunk heater in this Penske lease where, you know, the trucks that the company actually owns, they have bunk heaters in them. Oh, I can feel a little wind right here. Not bad. Dog napping. I like me some dog napping. Okay, Spring. Yeah, so these Freightliners are top heavy, and the Penske lease doesn't have an APU or a bunk heater, so this thing is running all the time. All the time this thing is running, unless I'm getting fuel. Or I shut it off at the Wyoming port of entry to go in and show them my paperwork. And that kind of thing. But yeah, this thing idles night long, so listening to the reefer run over my head isn't much more of a noise than sleeping with the truck idling. Now, speaking of Volvos, I think I've said this before, I cannot stand the living space, and after driving these Freightliners with the Monster, yes, he's my little furry furnace. So with these Freightliners that have the Monster Jake brake on them, love the Jakes on these. Then I go to a Volvo, which has its good points when it comes to driving it, but almost non-existent Jake brake on those. And for someone who runs the Western 11, you know, with a lot of grades, a lot of steep grades, with a full load, you know, 79,000 pounds going down Cabbage or down the Grapevine, yeah, I want a decent Jake brake. And the Volvo that I drove, oh, I was constantly hitting my head and tripping over it because they're a lot smaller inside than the Freightliner or the International LT. But I'll tell you the good thing. They have a shorter wheelbase, so it's easier to back into those tight spots. Oh, thank you, Andrea. And, you know, having a lower center of gravity, they corner like they're on rails. They corner really nice compared to these top-heavy Cascadias. And then right in between the two is that International LT. I've driven a couple of those. Decent, decent jake brake. Nothing like the Freightliners, but lots of room inside. Price trucks are awesome. My favorite company my husband drove for was Show Motion. Great trucks and great people to work for. Oh, Show Motion. Where are they out of? I don't think I've ever heard of them. Are they still around? I'd also consider, I want to talk to a couple of those Sunrise drivers. They have a yard. They share almost like the yard next door from where I park in Napa, Idaho. So, I might look at Sunrise, but I've never talked to any of their drivers. But Show Motion, what the heck? I want to know about them. Yes. Yeah, I hear that's what the director of my truck driving school there in Caldwell, Idaho told me. She said, ooh, I remember her doing that. Ooh, those are nice trucks. I'm like, oh. Oh, that was great. So as much as this drive is so nice and beautiful today, I still wish I was parked somewhere crocheting. Denver area, they do mainly shows. So to me, to set up for a show and to drive for a show, in my imagination, they would have to do a lot of night driving. Is that correct? Like if you're driving for a race, a racing team or any kind of production, or music groups. To me, it seems like you would have to do a lot of night driving for those companies. I'm not a very good night driver. I'm a wuss. Wimpy when it comes to night driving. Which is too bad, because I wouldn't mind, driving for some of those deals. Some kind of production, show, concerts. I consider horse transport, because I haul horses. Started hauling horses when I was 14 and was still hauling horses right up until I got my CDL. So, but I imagine when you're hauling it, yes, a lot of nitrogen. Yeah, I would think so. I would think so, yeah. Those guys need to be there during the day, already set up and ready to go, whether you're a race team or some kind of production, rock stars, music stars, because they perform in different hours, than you would be driving. So, Medicine Bow River, not completely. Almost, there's ice all the way across it, but I saw some open water there. Yeah, I wish I was crocheting right now. I'd like to do like a Zoom again, like we did a couple of, let's see, I did New Year's Eve 2020, 2021, I believe it was. I think, yeah, I was up on, I was on this same road, Interstate 80, but I was in California, up in the mountains, going up towards Donner Pass. And we did a Zoom crochet together. I would like to do that again. Have a little Zoom crochet together. And just crochet with all of you. Western South Dakota. Good morning. Good morning. You are ahead of me. I'm in Wyoming. A Zoom would be fun, yes. Hi, Denise. So, yes, I think another, Zoom crochet together would be a lot of fun. I could work on Aunt Martha's blanket or probably the gingham thermal stitch pot holder, because Martha's blanket I need to pay a little bit more attention. It's not bad. It's not super complicated, but I got to check my counts a lot. Chilly Las Vegas. Yeah. That's behind me. Behind, so southwest of where I'm at right now is Vegas. Got some equipment over here on the left side of the freeway. He's doing something. Doing something. Working on some snow drifts over there. Woo! Sun got in my eyes. Going over Oak Mountain in Wyoming. We'll come down in Laramie, and that'll be my fuel stop. Eastern South Dakota. Can't be that cold. Yeah, it can get chilly there. I'll attest to that. I've been there when it's pretty chilly. It's the desert. You know, and the deserts can get chilly. It's not like Minnesota or South Dakota or Wyoming, but yes, I would classify Vegas as chilly in the wintertime. My breakfast is good. That is so good. Okay. See, I got over because that guy's got his hazards on. He's on the right side of the road. I don't know if he blew a tire or what happened. Maybe he's just taking a 5-second break. Do you think I take 5-second breaks occasionally on the side of the road? Of course, they really don't want. So Wyoming is very trucker friendly, even though it's illegal to park on the shoulder just for the sake of that and that. It says in Vegas, wind, yes. Bone chilling cold, yes. So yeah, it's illegal in Wyoming to just pull over on the shoulder for a break. And it's illegal to park on the on and off ramps in Wyoming. Right now it's 28 degrees, so it's warmed up 4 degrees since Rollins. Yeah, so, but they have lots of truck parking along here. Lots of it. Ooh, I felt that wind a little bit. Not bad. Really wasn't pushing me around. And my friend Penny pointed out, when you're going over Oak Mountain, well, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy this. So, yeah, I think I'll do a Zoom. Check and see that I still have my Zoom account, that I can still sign into it or whatever. 3 times a week. I so get sick of it. It's the people. I mean, you know, Denver 10, 15, 20 years ago, I drove in, you know, the whole Front Range traffic. I drove in it. I got it. But people knew how to do that. They didn't tailgate the person in front of them, you know, to make stop and go traffic. People, they taught me how to hang back so that when traffic slowed down in front of you, by the time you crawled up to that car in front of you, it was moving again. And that's how you keep those traffic jams from getting so much worse. Well, now that there has been such an influx of people moving to Denver since 2013, there are so many people who don't know how to drive like that. And rush hour traffic. How to hang back. Now people see you hanging back and they're like, oh, I'm going to go around getting... Okay, anyway, story. I lost you a couple times. So anyway, my friend Kenny was pointing out to me that when the wind is blowing in this area, when you get down to these low spots, that's where the wind hits you the most. And I was surprised, when I paid attention, the next time I came over, he was right. In the low spots is where you can expect the most of the wind. So now, I know how to expect it. I expect it now. So you see that truck down there on that side road? I think that's the on-ramp to the freeway. Yes, it is. And that's illegal to park our trucks on the on and off ramps in Wyoming. But they make up for that by all the pullouts and, wide spots and truck parking all along I-80. That's how they combat that. Because there are a lot of closures in Wyoming, so the trucks have to have a place to go. So it's, even though they have those laws about where to park in Wyoming, it's still a very truck-friendly state. Oh, it's 27 in Cedar City. Wow. So yeah, I can tell the wind's blowing pretty good today because those wind turbines up ahead of me, you can see them turning. Okay, I'm 45 miles away from Laramie and 94 to Cheyenne. Okay, so have you been taking the 287 cutoff at Laramie to go down to Fort Collins and get on the I-25 there, or do you go all the way into Cheyenne? Because in the wintertime, I just habitually go on into Cheyenne and not take the 287 because that can get pretty nasty in the wintertime sometimes, and there's no Wyoming 511 out to tell me what the road conditions are like. So, but I like taking it in the summer. Love taking it in the summer. It's very nice. I like the 287. Yep, the wind turbines are going. I think I can kick. Oh, I bet it's cold. Oh, that all sounds really, really cold. Yes, they are. Very well known for them. That's what we deal with. There aren't a lot of trucks out here today, for a Monday morning. There's not a lot of traffic. I'm surprised. Maybe I missed the early morning rush getting out on the road. Lots of snow fences out here, lots of wind turbines, lots of blowing snow. But so far I haven't seen any snow blowing across the freeway, which happens pretty often. One side of the freeway will be completely shut down because the snow has blown and drifted over the freeway, and the other side of the freeway is fine. When am I doing my Zoom? I don't know. Many are supporting the trucker strike in Canada, so what are they asking for? I didn't know there was a trucking strike in Canada. I mean, I support their right to strike. Is it wages or hours of service, or, I mean, there are so many things. So many things to, want to change in the industry. I might lose you guys going through this area. It's the people. talking to me again. So this area through here gets a lot of cross winds. So I kind of hang on down here. Here we go now. See, this is Arlington. And it's a low spot. So Kenny's right. It's these low spots going through this area. I can feel the wind. And I guarantee you it could be so much worse. And I'm light is the only reason I can feel it. If I was, running one of my Purina dog food loads, I wouldn't feel it at all. Wouldn't even notice the wind right now. Rock Creek. Yeah, this area right here is where I usually get the worst wind gusts, right through here. Come on, baby. Yeah, mule. Take the hill. Yeah. She can do it. She can do it. Hello, hello, Crystal. And Jen, okay, so you guys know that I asked Crystal last year if she would do the Turtle Beach blanket tutorial for me. And she did, and she did such a wonderful job. I really want to know who is going to try that blanket and see your progress and see how, you chose your colors. I see a lot of people doing those beach blankets, and they add like a couple more colors to them to make more of a, softer transition, and they're beautiful. And Crystal's version is beautiful. Crystal does some lives too. You guys should, check out her lives. Fun stuff. And plus, we got all of our friends. Darla, Andrea, Granny D, all doing lives. Oops, you guys are falling over. Wake up, you guys. There you go. One of these. Yes. So check out Crystal's tutorial of the Turtle Beach blanket. I'm so happy with it. I've let it run and listened to it, while I'm puttering around the yarn bus a couple of times now, just to hear that blanket being created so wonderfully. Thank you again, Crystal, for doing that. I so love it. So love it. Well, let me know when you do make it. Morning tea. Oh, tea sounds really good. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Cheyenne because that road can be a surprise in the wintertime. Because Colorado really doesn't have good road condition resources for us compared to Wyoming and Utah and Idaho. Even Oregon has better resources than Colorado. With an end hook. I gave up after 30 minutes. Yeah, any suggestions for her homespun yarn? I have never worked with it, so I don't have any suggestions. I don't have any experience with it. What size is that homespun? Is that a 4, or is that? It must be bigger if you were trying to use that big of a hook. And what were you making? A blanket? You'll have to say again. Well, he's Wyoming. It's alive! It's alive! What you doing, poopster? I'm just repositioning, mama. Yeah. Thank you for the public appearance. A sweater. Oh. So who has experience? It's a size 6. Oh, that's a big yarn. So who has experience with that? What was it? Was it snagging? What was it doing? Was it just I don't know. How was it hard to work with? Oh, he's still turning around there. Okay. Because yeah, like I said, what is not working about it? Just getting it started? Yeah. What is so a sweater? Ooh, I bet that would be nice. I sure want to check out that latest cardigan tutorial from Darla. I just want to listen to it. I'm not going to add it to my list. I swears on my dog's life that I will not start that pattern today. What part of the country am I in? I'm in Wyoming. I'm getting pretty close to Laramie. Yes. Oh, you're running it now? That is awesome, Andrea. Very nice. I'm excited that you're watching it. And, you know, the secret to, you know, the whole uniqueness of that blanket isn't necessarily, you know, the blanket itself. It's the turtles. And you could do a seahorse and a starfish, seashells. You could do all that, you know, and that would add more interest to a child as they're growing up with that blanket. It's just, and I so love how perfectly Crystal did with those turtles. And of course, excellent tutorial on a ripple stitch done in the back loop only. Excellent. Love that. So there's a uniqueness there. It's not just a ripple blanket, it's more than that. Yeah, so when should we do this Zoom? I would like to say this evening, but what I'll do is I'll upload a short to say, yes, we're going to do a Zoom. Oh, let us see the extras when you're done. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. She just did it so perfectly. I mean, just coming down. See, this is another low area where we come down into Albany County, which is the county that Laramie's in. And there can be some pretty good wind gusts down around this low spot going around this corner. It's just like that last spot down there by Arlington. But I don't see anything moving. It's really not. Today's a good day to go over Elk Mountain, that's for sure. Oh, I felt a little bit there, but that's just because I'm so light. Light. If you're running frozen food for King Super, you're probably pretty heavy. I'm guessing. Just an assumption. Here we go now. Here we go now. So maybe, you know, I'll see. I would like to do that Zoom tonight. Little crochet get together, crochet and knit, yarny social on Zoom this afternoon or this evening. Oh, on the color changes. See, now there's a great variation. That's a great variation. That's a great idea. So many different ways you could do it. You could, you know, personalize it, make it your own. So, doing a Zoom little yarny social. Okay, I would like to do it this afternoon. I would like to do it, you know, this early evening. We'll see how my day turns out, because they do have a dog food load coming out of Purina, which means, okay, so I'll get done delivering the bakery, take my empty, go over to Purina, swap out for the load, and then I drive out to the Flying J in Aurora to use their scales because I don't trust the scales of the TA on the 270. So I'll go out to Aurora, get that done, and then I'm going to decide, you know, how much time is left in the day. I'll probably end up back at the yard, which is right there in Commerce City, not far from that TA. Stay warm in the RV. What kind of RV are you in? Because I'm in an RV. I want to enjoy blessed life. Oh, I know what kind of RV you're in. Absolutely. Hello. Hello, everybody who just came in. Yes, I see. Oh, my goodness. So anyway, I would like to do, if I end up back at the yard, I will probably do a Zoom tonight. But I will do an announcement like in a YouTube short video to let you all know about the Zoom. If I do it tonight, because I would really like to crochet with all of you. I think that would be wonderful. The last time I did a yarny get together on Zoom, it was New Year's Eve, and oh, did we laugh. Oh my goodness. Dead People's Yarn. We talked about Dead People's Yarn, and I've never forgotten that. That was so much fun. How do we get into the Zoom? So I will explain that if I do an announcement video or a short on how to get into the Zoom. You have to, if you're on a phone or a mobile device, you download the Zoom app onto your device. If you're on like a laptop or a PC, there's a Zoom website. So you know who talks about how to do Zoom a lot is, what's her name? Sharon's Crochet Corner. Talk to people who have been in those Zooms. Laura knows how. My loser friend Laura, she's done that. Granny D's done it. Nicole from Addicted to Yarn. Joe from Joe's Web. Taffy, aka Ladybug. Let's see. I'm drawing a blank. A lot of people have been in those Zooms. And they're fun. They're fun. I don't want to do them every day anymore, but I have my own Zoom account. Really long time. This is going. Yes, it's going to be a great week. Yes, it is. Because so far the yes, thank you. It's I have my own Zoom account. You don't. I believe those who come in don't have to have like a full sign up on Zoom to do that. I believe. It's been a while. I have not been on Zoom since we did that New Year's Eve. Was that a year ago? I think it was. I think it was a year ago New Year's Eve. Oh, look at that. We're coming down into the valley now. We're coming down out of the whole Elk Mountain, Arlington area. We're going to get some fuel and head over Happy Jack to get into Cheyenne. Hello. Froggy went in it. She's been doing a lot of history stuff, and I haven't caught any of those videos yet, but you know me, I'm a history buff. I need to check those out in all my spare time. So yeah, let's do a Zoom. If the Trivet Zoom, oh, that was great too, and I did a video tutorial on hello. Yes, I did a video tutorial on that trivet, that wiggly trivet, and I so love that. It's hanging up in the yarn bus right now. I love those colors, and those are my colors. Those are going to be my colors for my pot holders and my dishcloths that, you know, if I ever do crochet anything for myself, that's what it's going to be for the yarn bus. And that teal and the burgundy and the white, oh yeah. wiggly trivet. I love it so much. Love it. I need to do another one. So I at least have a pair for the yarn bus to set my hot stuff on. The way the glare is going right now, it's kind of hard for me to see the chat. You know, and I can't look at it too much while I'm driving. I have to keep my eyes. Boy, have I got a convoy behind me. There are a line of trucks back there. They're not like right up on me, but they're catching up with me. Kick it off for the corner. These Freightliners, they don't corner very well, so I kick it off sometimes for these corners. Get about halfway through, kick her back on. Oh, we got a trooper on the side. Gotta get over, dudes. Let's get over. Trooper on the side. What's going on here? What? Oh, and then he turned off his lights. He's coming back out. Okay. Coming back out. Do 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 do. He's gonna speed up. I don't know. Is he waiting for me to pass? Or is he speeding up? I think he's getting on up to speed. I can't tell. Oh, he's taking the next exit. See? Yeah. There's an old truck stop right there at this exit 290. I am not a fan. I've been there once. Of course, it was a muddy, nasty, wet day. And, you know, it was just a pothole, muddy parking lot. I really wasn't a fan of that place, but I was only there once, and it's been a while since that happened. What's Mr. Trooper doing? Oh, he's parked there. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, he's not after me. I don't have to worry about it. Shut that off. Shut off that fan. Yay, coming down into Laramie. Got to hit my fuel stop at the Pilot. Then we're going on into, then we're like 2 to, I don't know, how many hours? 2 hours, I would say. 1, 2.5 to 3 hours to my delivery. So, because we're coming into Laramie, I'm going to let you guys go so we can do our fuel stop, take our little break, and give this guy a break. And then I'll concentrate on getting that, there's the puppy right there. There's the puppy. I'll concentrate on getting the load delivered and the next one picked up. And then, if I stop at the yard, yeah, I'll do a Zoom. It's not 100% that I'll do it, but I think a Zoom would be fun. Oh, thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Okay, Cheryl. So everyone have a great day. I think I missed some comments. Wide open road, that's right. Yes, so everybody have a great day. I'm going to cut this off. We've been on here over 2 hours. Ooh, that's a lot of data doing. Woo-wee! So, yeah, I will upload a video or at least a short, something, to give you guys a heads up on a Zoom crochet together. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy you all came along. 2 hours from Wamsutter. I know I said Walcott in the title. I'll have to try to change that. I always get the two mixed up. You all have a great day, and hopefully I'll see a lot of you in the Zoom this afternoon or evening when I decide to do it. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. Bye.